should you get this $99 ultimate gaming controller, the GameSir G7 Pro? Let's dive into all the features it has and why I personally really like it. So in the past I have used a lot of controllers, nothing like elite controllers, but you can see them in the back here and over here. They are mainly PlayStation 4 controllers. I have the Switch Pro controller, which I quite like actually, and just some random other controllers, like I have a travel controller right here, which I made a small video on in the past. And this is definitely an upgrade over all of them. So that's out of the box. If you're looking for an upgrade, that has been great. For me, I have used the PlayStation controller, Switch controller, and even for PC, still my wired Xbox 360 controller. I have used them all a lot and still use this one regularly actually. But that's all changed with the GameSir G7 Pro, which I did get for free, so small disclosure. I'm not paid to say anything and I can upload this whenever I want. But I did get it for free, so keep that in mind. So does it justify the $99 cost? Let's start out with some of the features. It is wireless via Bluetooth, mainly for Android, but it also works on PC of course. It can run via a dongle up to 1000 Hz polling rate on PC, so that's great. And it can run wired on PC and Xbox. Sadly not wireless on Xbox, I'm not sure why not exactly, since it does have Bluetooth support. But that's an issue for Xbox users. If you want a really great Xbox style PC controller, this is definitely a good pick. Next to that, it also has great joysticks. They are, let me check this, Macros TMR. You can see on screen what that means. But it's basically a very fancy Hall effect joystick, which means it does not drift whatsoever. So that's great to see. There's no drifting. It's very precise and they feel very smooth. Next to that, it also has some extra buttons. It has two pedals on the back, right here and right here, and you can lock them with the slider right here. So right now you can hear it, and if I slide it the other way, it's fully locked so you don't press it accidentally. That's quite nice. You also have extra shoulder buttons, so the R and L5 buttons, and I personally really like this. I will get into that after a bit, but I'm enjoying Horizon 5 for the last bit, and for racing, it's a really nice feature. And the last unique feature is that you can toggle this switch, and this goes from a linear trigger to an instant trigger. So you instantly trigger it with basically a mouse click, which is really great for shooters and stuff like that when you want really precise and fast controls. You can also do this dynamically, so it triggers automatically as soon as you press it down a little bit, like up to 100%. But you can also lock it down to have that instant feedback. Now for Forza Horizon 5, I got this via the Xbox Game Pass, which is 1 month included, which is very nice and welcome. But in the game, you use A for the e-brake, and I put it that L5, the small button right here, is the e-brake, so I have like regular brake and e-brake right next to each other, which feels a lot better in game. So that's a really nice addition. Next to that, some things to get used to is that all the face buttons, so the regular face buttons and the D-pad, all have like mouse clicky switches, so not the regular more silent switches, so they do make some noise. I have to get used to this since I'm used to the Switch controllers, for example, being a very soft and subtle thump when you press them down, and these are very tactile. Once used to it, I think I prefer this one, but I'm still a bit on the edge. But this is personal preference, and honestly, while gaming, you don't notice it too much. Another thing which I really liked is the rumble. I have compared it to the PlayStation 4, which has a very big rumble and it's very heavy, and the Switch Pro controller, which is very fast-paced but not that heavy. And this offers, in my opinion, the best in both worlds. It has a large rumble motor per grip, so there's a very big one in the left and a bit of a smaller one in the right. I'm not sure why they don't use the same twice, but it's apparently for asynchronous feedback, what they called it. But anyhow, in games you don't notice that there's a different rumble per side. But it is great that it has such a big motor. You can physically see the controller shake in place when you're playing Forza, and that's just a really cool feeling. Next to that, this is also some smaller motors per trigger, and you can use this in two ways. You can, well, of course, you can ignore it. You can link it to the big rumble motors, so you also have the fine-tuned force feedback, or you can have it rumble more the more you press down the button. And this, for racing games, is very cool. It really feels like you're revving the engine when you're pressing this button, and it starts to physically rumble the triggers themselves. That feels great, and that's something that I probably can't go without with racing games anymore. It just feels that much more immersive. In other games, you might want to set it that they link to the big rumble motors, and you can change all of this in the GameSir Nexus settings, and you can tune everything from the pulling rate to the gyro. That's another feature which is really cool. It has gyro support. I'm currently in talks on how to get this working properly on the Dolphin emulator, so you can use this as a full Wiimote with motion controls and everything. So that would be really cool, but that's still going in progress. But currently you can map it to the joysticks, and also you can map it to the pointer, so your mouse cursor. And that's just a nice addition, for example, in shooting games, that you can have like really minor adjustments with the movement. You can toggle it, you can always have it active, you can choose pretty much whatever you want there. So that's great to see as well. Lastly, there are a few accessories. First of all, the most important one to me is the dock. I really like this. You can have the dock plugged into the PC via USB-C, and it charges the controller. You can put the dongle inside of here, there's a USB port right here, and it should automatically connect to the controller itself via just one cable. And you can also put it down to charge it when you're not using it. And for me, this has been really nice since I often forget to charge my controllers. I don't like to plug them in all the time. Just putting them down on this tray and having them on my desk has been quite great. Next to that, you can add a little module here for wired connectivity. It is nothing special, but it plugs in like this, and this way you have a lot of a stronger connection from the USB-C port, so it doesn't break the cable or damage the port or anything. It's just a nice accessory if you want to use this wired a lot. And next you can change out the D-pad, if I can get it out of the box. You can see them right here. You can take off the faceplate, and by the way, if you want to customize it, you can also take off the, if I can do it. Ooh. You can take off the grips as well, and you can customize them. You have a clear controller now, which honestly looks really cool. And you can simply take off the D-pad and add in another. And this one actually feels quite good as well, the circular one with still some highlights of the D-pad. But you can customize this all the way to your liking and see what works best for you. And I think those are the most big features. It does have a fairly big battery as well. Personally, even when using the controller for a bit longer than I would like to admit, the battery life has not been an issue whatsoever, so that has been great. I will put the exact numbers on screen, of course. I don't know them at the top of my head. It has a little headphone jack right here, which works fairly well if you want to use this while not being locked down to your PC with headphones. And it's just a lot of customization in the app. You can customize anything, all the dead zones and whatever. So that's honestly great to see. I will personally be using this for a long time, I can imagine. I really like to use it, and it's, again, just really nice that it just sits on my desk charging and it's ready whenever I need it to be. So that's my review of the GameSir G7. What do you think of it? It also has another very fancy version called Shadow Ember, so if you're a bit on the more edgy side, you can definitely look into that one. Looks quite cool. And again, let me know if you're looking for a high-end Xbox controller, is this one on your list? I would love to hear your opinions, and I hope I can see you in the next video. Cheers.